Ladies and gentlemen, Donald J. Trump speaks Arabic. He has issued an ultimatum to the Gazans, to Hamas, get back the hostages before Saturday, or all hell is going to break out. Hear it from the man himself.
Should the ceasefire then be off?
Well, I would say this, and I'm going to let that be because that's Israel's decision. But as far as I'm concerned, if all of the hostages aren't returned by Saturday at 12 o'clock, I think it's an appropriate time. I would say cancel it and all bets are off and let hell break out. I'd say they ought to be returned by 12 o'clock on Saturday. And if they're not returned, all of them, not in drips and drabs, not 2 and 1 and 3 and 4 and 2. Saturday at 12 o'clock. And after that, I would say all hell is going to break out. And I don't think they're going to do it. I think a lot of them are dead. I think a lot of the hostages are dead. I think it's a great human tragedy what's happened, how people can be that mean to do. I mean, the one guy was laughing when a hostage, he thought his family was alive, found out the family was dead, and his captor, so to speak, started laughing because he thought it was so funny. You know, this is a different group of people. No, I would say Saturday at 12, we want them all back. I'm speaking for myself. Israel can override it. But from myself, Saturday at 12 o'clock, and if they're not here, all hell is going to break out.
And I think that the Gazans, if you're a Gazan watching this, I mean, I doubt anyone's watching this from Gaza, but if you are, you effed around too many times. You screwed around. You did October 7th. You continually try to pretend like you're not the underdog here. You make different problems. You embed yourself within the we're the civilians. Regardless, you're a civilian, you're Hamas, etc. You better wake the hell up. You better start fighting against Hamas because you need these hostages released, because beforehand, what you were seeing up until now was not full force whatsoever. What they're going to unleash on you if you don't capitulate, and if Bibi does go through with Trump's plan of Saturday at noon, you better wake the hell up, because if not, it's over. It's completely just finished. No capitulation, no negotiation, done. And Gazans better wake up. And he continued to talk about actually his plan for Gaza and, what he's been talking about for a while. And I wanted to play that as well.
Mr. President, in an interview this weekend, you said that Palestinians would not be guaranteed the right to return to Gaza if the U.S. were to develop it. What did you mean by that?
We've spoken to a lot of Palestinians. They would love to leave Gaza if they could find a place to be. And I've spoken to various leaders of various countries in the not so, distant area from where we're talking about, the Gaza Strip. And I think they were very positive about providing land. What we need is land. And if we could build a nice place for people to live safely, everybody in Gaza would do it. They've been persecuted. They've been spit on. They've been treated like trash. And they would love to get out of Gaza. But until now, they never had an alternative. Now they have an alternative. And as far as Hamas is concerned, you're seeing the real Hamas now with the hostages.
Mr. President,
Yeah.
on Gaza, you have the...
Who are you, from where?
The Wall Street Journal, sir.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
The Jordanian leader is coming in to see you.
Yeah.
Folks in Jordan have expressed
Tomorrow.
opposition to taking in more Gazans, more Palestinians. How are you going to convince him to do otherwise?
I think he'll take. I do think he'll take, and I think other countries will take also. They have good hearts. I think they'll take.
But what about the Palestinians who just won't leave? Our team has spoken to many in Gaza.
They're all going to leave when they have a place that's a better alternative. When they have a nice place that's safe, they're all going to leave. It's a hellhole right now.
But how are you so sure? Would the U.S. force them to leave?
You're going to see that they're all going to want to leave.
Mr. President, when it comes to Saturday at noon, there's an American hostage who's still being held by Hamas right now. worried about?
Look, you know, who knows? Are they alive? Are they not alive? But I saw the condition. When I saw the condition of the last ones that came out, and the women too, everybody. The one woman had her hand blown off because she was trying to stop a bullet being fired at her, okay? Kind of a situation is that. You saw her. I just think it's time to either you release everybody. They're not going to be alive right now, based on what I saw over the last 2 days. They're not going to be alive for long. Saturday at 12 o'clock, and after that, it's going to be a different ballgame.
Mr. President, when you say all hell is going to break loose, are you speaking about retaliation from
You'll
Israel?
find out, and they'll find out too. Hamas will find out what I mean.
Mr. President, with their
100%. Hamas will. They've been effing around for a long time, and it's about time that they find out. Donald J. Trump is not mincing his words here. And here's an interview with him and Brett Baer, where he gave recently, talking about how, the Gazans shouldn't be able to come back. And really, it's the best thing for them to be, relocated to another spot and out of Gaza.
Everyone leaves, they go back. This has been going on for forever, right? Forever. Now it's essentially a demolition site. There's practically no building that's livable in the whole thing, on the whole Gaza Strip. I say we go in, we knock them all down, we just create some, no more Hamas, there's no Hamas there, there's nobody there. We move them into beautiful areas of the Middle East. I'd like to go to Egypt. They have a lot of land. I'd like to go to Jordan. I'd like to go to others. And we'll build beautiful communities for the 1.9 million people. We'll build beautiful communities, safe communities. Could be 5, 6, could be 2, but we'll build safe communities a little bit away from where they are, where all of this danger is. In the meantime, I would own this. Think of it as a real estate development for the future. It would be a beautiful piece of land.
Would the Palestinians have the right to return?
No, they wouldn't, because they're going to have much better housing, much better. In other words, I'm talking about building a permanent place for them, because if they have to return now, it'll be years before you could ever, it's not habitable. It will be years before it could happen. I'm talking about starting to build, and I think I could make a deal with Jordan. I think I could make a deal with Egypt. We give them billions and billions of dollars a year.
All right, so you heard it from Donald J. Trump. He doesn't want the Gazans back. And again, another thing that I agree with him on, this constant back and forth with they come to Gaza, then they leave, then there's a war, then there's a fighting, and then they're always refugees for the last 70 years, these constant regurgitation of ideas. Gazans will come back, Gazans are going to have a Palestinian state, all this other stuff. Get them out, let them have a good life. Nobody has a problem with them having a good life, and that ends the Palestinian cause. Let it die with the deportation or the relocation or the voluntary immigration of the Gazans, and usher in a new light into Gaza and make it a beautiful site. And one of the things I wanted to harp on as well, just to close out the program, is Donald J. Trump has been a friend of the Jewish people in Israel for a very long time. Even before he entered his term last, presidency, he was perhaps, and Bibi even called him the greatest friend the Jewish people have ever had. I wanted to show you a very, sort of video where it shows the amount of emotion that Donald J. Trump has to the Jewish state and to Jews and Israelis. October 7th message that he sent on that day, a year after.
It is my commitment to you on the solemn date. I will not allow the Jewish state to be threatened with destruction. I will not allow another Holocaust of the Jewish people. I will not allow a jihad to be waged on America or our allies. And I will support Israel's right to win its war on terror. And we will remove the jihadist sympathizers and Jew haters. We're going to remove the Jew haters who do nothing to help our country. They only want to destroy our country. If we can achieve all of that, if we can really make sure that those who perished on October 7th will not have died in vain. They cannot have died in vain. You cannot let that happen. We're going to turn this into something where they can be proud of what's happened. They can say, we sacrificed our lives for something very special. and we will have peace in the Middle East. We will have strength and resilience, and we will have a very powerful and strong Israel, and I will be with you all the way. Thank you very much. God bless you, and God bless the people of Israel. God bless America. Thank you very much.
That last picture is Donald J. Trump at the Ohel, the Rebbe's Ohel, a very spiritual, big, massive spiritual leader of the Chabad movement, the ultra-Orthodox Chabad movement in Crown Heights. I also wanted to show you what Donald J. Trump has at stake. His daughter is Jewish, very much pro-Israel, and hear what she has to say about a Jewish concept, a very famous Jewish concept now called Lashon Hara, which is evil speech, not speaking bad about your fellow man.
For my kids, I always tell them that there's this concept in Judaism called Lashon Hara, which is literally translated to evil speech. And we talk about it all the time. Like, I just will not abide by gossip in our house. But it's bigger than gossip. It's also just sort of the use of words for ill. And it's something that I've internalized as an idea and as a message, within our family, or one could also call it the golden rule, right? One of my best friends, his family's golden rule is just don't be an asshole. Yeah. It's so simple, right? Don't be, and don't speak ill. And so we've done that, and I've been able to do that in my own life, and I feel good about that in retrospect.
So Donald J. Trump is not just this president that is randomly supporting Israel. He has a lot at stake. He has, not only his daughter is Jewish, also Laura Trump, Eric Trump's wife, is also Jewish. So he has Jews all around him. He has pro-Israel voices all around him. And yet it seems that he is the most, the biggest champion of Israel, even more so sometimes than the actual prime ministers and big figures in Israel itself. Wow. So Donald J. Trump proves himself once again to be a friend of Israel. For more, you can subscribe to the channel. If you want to help us make more of these videos, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/JewishUncensored, and I'll leave that in the description below. Thank you, and have a good one.